Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the December 11th Town Board meeting. At this point in time, let's rise and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is it on?
Maybe turn down a little bit or something.
Can
you turn this down? Or just turn it?
Oh, I guess maybe this might do. No, that wasn't it. Oh.
Okay, let's get right into this. Let's start business. As you might determine at this point, Supervisor Harrington is not here. So I'm filling in. Most of you people know me. Anyway, let's get right into business. Vinnie, Town Clerk.
All right.
Um,
Would you like me to submit the minutes from the last
Make a
night?
motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then, I'd just like to thank y'all for your patience as I adjust to this new role. The clerk's office this month processed 411 hunting and fishing licenses for a total of $3,801, which the town was able to keep $191.94. We processed 30 dog licenses for $197, 6 easy passes for $150, 2 marriage licenses for $35, 10 death certificates and 2 marriage certificates for $120, 8 community center appointments for $1,480, and 3 bingo proceeds for $63.11. We paid the Department of Health $45, the State Ag and Markets Department for $37, and the DEC got $3,609.06 for a total of $3,691.06. We gave the supervisor's office $10,864.11. I'd like to submit this report to the board.
Yeah, I'll make a motion on this. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Highway Department.
Good evening. You hear me here?
I can hear you.
For November highway report, we had patching for 5 days, 5 men for 1 day. Recycling, we had 1 man for 1 day. Picking up bags, we had 2 men for 4 days. Grade audition, 5 men for 2 days. We did a little guide rail work, some people got into a couple sets of guide rails and tore them up, so we had to go over the guardrail work. So we had 3 men for 2 days doing that work. A little bit of banner work, 2 men for 1 day, taking down some banners that were ripped up. A lot of furniture got left out in Shippey Lane, on Shine Road. So I think we had 2 days for 2 men picking up furniture. And, with the last snowstorm, we had some mailboxes to refit. I own a couple of them, a couple other guys got a couple. So
Oh, we did good.
my name is still good.
You're improving.
Our big work for this month was picking up leaves. I got 2 crews of 5 men. Some days it was only 1 crew, and it was more like 10 days of it. I kind of condensed that a little bit. But leaves. We got done on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Went home for Thanksgiving Friday, came back in Monday. Had a couple hours of leaf to pick up that people had forgotten. In the meantime, the crew started tearing the leaf boxes off the other trucks. Putting snowplow frames on and getting the trucks ready for the snowstorm the next morning. The leaf crew immediately switched over, went out, got a bunch of patching material, went finding all the potholes they could find because of winter pain in the last couple of weeks. So we picked up the leaves, switched to snow plowing in about 24 hours, and we're plowing snow the next day. Our big storm came on the 2nd. We had 15 men out all day that day, and then the next morning we had to go do cleanup. And then 3 men were out spot sanding for 2 days, just catching all the ice spots. And, my crew switched gears so fast. It was very impressive to see them take trucks apart, go from picking leaves up and picking bags up and make sure patching roads. The next day they're plowing snow, and they really do a well job for it. And that's my fault.
Very good. Mike, make a motion. That's Mr. Bailey's report.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I hear a second.
I'll second.
All right, there you go.
I want to turn that back on.
Mr. Bradley.
I'll speak into them.
You're not gonna sing anything, right?
No, believe me, you do not want that. That is something I do have no talent for, so. The water and sewer report for November 2025. The epoxy liner for the Vanderheiden Dam has been ordered. It's going to be anticipated that the liner will be installed in the next few weeks and the new valve will be installed. And that piece of the work will be completed. 99% of the project is essentially done at this point in time. The banking material is completed. The remaining items are the gangway support, the gangway, some additional fencing, and there's some miscellaneous punch list items down there. So it's really, we're waiting on the engineering design for the supports. The gangways are down all in delivery and everything else. So should be pretty close. It takes 3 months to refill the reservoir, so some people have been calling concerned, but it takes about 3 months in history here that we've done this a couple of times now to refill, particularly winter snow outs. It takes 3-inch rainstorms essentially to look at that to fill the reservoir. The town continues to work with Quick Check and Reese Muse to progress that project forward and address stormwater concerns. The majority, I spoke last week about Sharp Road and some stormwater issues over there. The majority of those things have been addressed. And now working with Kevin Manello to work out the security agreement, and then we can issue building permits again to go over there on that site. We have received some of the leak detection sensors, and we've already deployed a few of them. We're waiting on an iPad to complete the data acquisition for that. And then the rest of the sensors, it should take about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything out there. When we did the first 10, it takes about 10 minutes each hydrant to go through. As long as the bolts come apart with the impact wrench, some of them may or may not be a couple tough ones that you want to go apart. So some they take a little longer, but not in comparison to that, trying to get all the meters and stuff we've done out there, this is child's play. So. And then lastly, the water department has already started the second half meter reading for the February bill. So we're back at that. Any questions? Oh, I did want to say one thing. I know my report last month was a little convoluted, I think maybe, and there were some Facebook comments that were out there. And I tried not to look at Facebook and everything else, but when it kind of reflects on the message that I'm delivering here, if anybody has any concerns or anything else, I mean, I do have the minutes here, and I'm willing to answer any questions before people put things up on Facebook that may or may not be totally accurate. That's all. I know it's not one to just put out there, but I'm sure everybody's experienced it. Thank you.
Do I hear a motion for those report?
I'll make it.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Bill?
Everybody's in favor? Yes, say yes.
Yes.
Aye. Kevin?
Building department report for November 2025. We had 98 building and property inspections. We had 436 active building permits. 28 new permits issued or renewed. We had 9 meetings, 2 planning board meetings, 1 zoning board meeting, 1 fire inspection, and then 1 code fallout. We had 11 planning board projects and agendas to prepare. We had 8 zoning board projects and agendas to prepare. When you did 9 FOIL requests. And currently, we have 25 residential permit applications being reviewed, 10 commercial new permits being reviewed, 8 new sign permits being reviewed, demo permits, along with 6 commercial projects that are ongoing right now, so I'm very busy.
Yes.
Also, young Andy Gilbert took over the meeting minutes for the zoning board and the planning board.
Yes.
And we're looking to see if this board will entertain receiving the meeting minutes as an electronic version only rather than having them mailed out to save some time and cost. Is that something the board would be willing to entertain? Electronic copies and rule?
I would.
Copies now?
I definitely would. If they want to email them to Tracy, Tracy can distribute it to us.
Okay.
I already got an electronic item.
You do?
Fine with it.
I'll check with Phil.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Very good. Thanks, Kevin. I hear a motion for Kevin's report.
I'll make it.
I need a second.
I'll make it. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Tracy, you're up.
Good evening, gentlemen. During the month of November, I began reviewing the Rensselaer Manor papers. It's a collection of land records dating from 1721 to 1896. These records provide significant insight into the early settlement and development of Brunswick. Along the leases, that is of Ludwig Snyder, who held 120 acres of land. The Snyder residence on Flower Road still stands today. The Snyder's indenture required him to provide 1 day of riding with a 2-horse sled, 15 bushel of wheat, 1 load of wood, and 2 fowls annually to the proprietor of the manor of Rensselaer. Mr. Snyder also served as first lieutenant in the American Revolution. Another leaseholder was Samuel McChesney, who occupied 101 acres. His terms required the annual delivery of 9 bushel of winter wheat, 4 fat hens, and 1 day of service with a carriage and horse each January 1st. I'll continue to research additional Brunswick residents as they appear within the collection. In conjunction with this work, I've also begun reviewing the extensive roster of men who served in the Stephen Schuyler's Regiment during the American Revolution. This comprehensive file, exceeding 1,000 pages, details the names and military services of a large number of the Rensselaer County men. Among them are many familiar Brunswick families, including Coonrod, Colehammer, Painter, McChesney, and Snyder. My work in reviewing and organizing these records will continue for the foreseeable future. So, seeing as though next year is the 250th anniversary, this is what I'll be doing. Very good.
Very nice.
Very interesting.
Do I hear a motion to accept Tracy's report?
I'll make it.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Angster.
Good evening. Recycling report for November. Blue bags purchased at the center, $457.03 for $1,371. Blue bags purchased from vendors, $1,200 for $3,060. Purple bags purchased at the center, $172 with $2 for $344. Our metal light iron, 3.8 tons at $100 and $145 a gross ton, for $395. Miscellaneous large and small appliances, we had 4, 3 ACs, 13 tires, 3 microwaves, 1 dehumidifier, and 1 propane tank for $214. That gave us revenues of $5,384. The general expenses, refuse landfill, 11.97 tons at $130 a ton for $2,681. Single stream recycled, 6.81 tons at $100 a ton for $1,431. Our tires, recycled, we had passenger car tires, 160, 10 truck tires, 3 small tractor tires, 1 medium tractor tire, 2 large tractor tires, and a 5% fuel charge for $1,601. That gave us expenses of $5,713, and the total amount recycled in landfill for November was 22.58 tons. Any questions?
Did that single stream, can you give me that number again?
6.81 tons,
At 100,
$100 a ton.
and what did you have that come out?
$1,431.
How's that? 6 tons at $100 a ton. Doesn't go up to 1,400.
Is there a polling fee?
Yeah, there's fees added, full fee. It's a plus. There's a fee.
That's a lot.
There's actually 2 fees.
Well,
For the pole, for the pole and, for the tunnel.
okay, let's break that out and see how.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Was there a motion for Tom's report?
Offer.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't see Sarah here.
Sarah is managing a program at the library today. So I'm Yusuf Silk, I'm one of the board members, and she asked me to give the report for the library to the council. So good evening, folks. The library continues to be very busy and is thankful for the support of the town board. But we continue to entertain more programs and more people and give them the services that the town and we feel should be given to the residents of Brunswick. So one of the new things that's just happened is that the Upper Hudson Library system is now gone electronic. So our library, being part of the Upper Hudson Library system, will allow the library patrons to have their cards online, to review all the titles that are available online, so they don't have to come to the library or specifically to ask or to request services. We've been doing multiple special events, and we've got about 8 special events just for December, but they're ending on December 12th, because then Christmas comes and people don't come to the library that much. So the events will again start on January 1st, actually. As far as the number of checkouts, 6,000 checkouts, almost 5,993 checkouts. Program attendance was 818 people came to different programs for the library. And we continue to have directors meetings and board meetings to make sure that the monies that are given to the library are well spent. So we recently had to have our entire furnace redone, so that cost about $7,000 just to get the furnace fixed, because the library had been closed, the temperature went down to below 60 degrees because the furnace wasn't working. But anyway, overall, like I said, 6,000 people attend, pulling books, videos, other, online information from the library for a month of library of our size. We think is pretty good. So, any questions?
Sounds good. Sounds like it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion? Margaret,
I'll make it. I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's move right into resolutions. Dan?
All right. Resolution number 77 is the resolution approving and authorizing execution of an amendment to Lexis Plus subscription agreement for state and local governments previously entered into between LexisNexis, a division of RELX Inc., and the town of Brunswick to provide legal database access to the town's attorney's office.
Can I get a motion to accept the,
I'll make a motion for that resolution.
do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Roll call again.
Oh, sorry. Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
And Councilman Ballesteri.
Aye.
And then it was resolution number 78. Resolution accepting a proposal by Master, Menzanero, and Scott LLP to provide professional auditing services to the town of Brunswick.
I'll offer it.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
And then roll call would be Councilman Sipperly,
Aye.
Councilman Christian,
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan,
Aye.
and Councilman Ballesteri.
Aye.
Resolution 79. Resolution accepting the proposal for dedicated ambulance services from the North Greenbush Ambulance Association, Inc.
I'll offer it. I'll second it.
All in favor?
And then the roll call would be,
Roll call. Yeah.
Councilman Sipperly,
Aye.
Councilman Christian,
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan,
Aye.
and Councilman Ballesteri.
Aye.
Mark, you want to talk about that?
I've said it before, it's been a long process. There's been a lot of folks helping with this. I want to thank the Public Safety Committee, all the first responders, the town board, our town attorney, and the residents of the town who came to the public hearings and were very supportive of this and saw the need. It's been really, really interesting to work through this, but I'm really glad we're getting towards the finish line here. Thank you, and Dr. Higashi as well, sitting in the back. Your data was helpful as well. So thank you very much to everybody.
Resolution number 80. Resolution declaring certain items to be surplus property. Do you want me to list all of that, or are we okay?
No, you don't need to do that.
Okay, thank you.
No. I'll offer it.
I'll second.
And Councilman Sullivan? For the roll call?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Christian?
Aye.
Councilman Sipperly?
Aye.
And Councilman Ballesteri?
Aye.
And then finally, resolution number 81, resolution to accept the water and sewer maintenance role as amended for this period of January 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025, the August billing of 2025 water, sewer, and sewer 6 roll.
All for it.
I'll second it.
All right. And then roll call, Councilman Christian.
Aye.
Councilman Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilman Sipperly.
Aye.
Councilman Ballasteri.
Aye.
And that was all the resolutions this month.
Okay, what do we have in correspondence, Andy?
We do actually. So Christine is a volunteer who collects for the 518 Pajama Drive every year. And she sent in wanting to thank the town. Thank you all for being a part of the 518 Pajamas. We made such a difference. Happy holidays. Love, Christine.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, do we have any old business? New business? Warrant?
Make motion, we pay bills?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. On with the regular business. Who would like to come up and speak? I already had you.
This is a separate role. This is as a resident of the town of Brunswick with a complaint. The photos over here to show you folks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, every year, the snow plow comes up our street. It's a dead-end street, and I know they have difficulty, but they leave a little pile of snow at the bottom of our drive, which we sort of, grumble about but not done it. This is egregious. A 3-foot wall of snow, 12 foot up our driveway, I measured it. That fence that you can see was torn off around my tree and left on the driveway. I moved it. I had taken my snow plow and not seen the fence. The auger would have caught in the fence. That would have been another problem. So, that wall you can see is at least 3 feet high, and it's about 12 foot up our drive. There's no excuse for this kind of, little patches of snow at the bottom of the driveway which are a pain because the ice by the time we get to them, and we are 71 years old, my wife is older than me, to actually shovel it off because the auger will not do it. But this, and that tree is 5 years old, I've been having a lot of difficulty, finally made it survive. If that tree dies, I'm going to request, insist that the town pay for it, because it's a Elizabeth magnolia tree. It's not anywhere near the edge of the driveway also.
What street is that offhand?
Blue Heron,
Pardon?
Blue Heron Lane, it's off
Okay.
North Lake.
You know where it is, Mike? You gonna check into it?
I called Mr. Harrington that because I know him, and I called him that night, and he said he couldn't do anything that night, but he would let the people know, and then, sorry.
Tracy.
No, I know your name is, but, you're the,
Secretary Supervisor.
the next morning I came, and he had already informed her. I mean, come on.
Okay. You want your shot?
Like,
You want those out?
I, you can go to the record if you want to.
Okay. Anyone else?
We both come up together or just one?
Can we all go?
You can come up, and some of one of you guys is gonna have to give your name and address and stuff.
Okay, my name's Dan
Way
Rosano.
of talking to the microphone, please.
My name's Dan Rosano.
Okay.
455 Farms Market Road. I'm here on behalf of the Brunswick Community Soccer Club. And we're looking to see if the town, or see if the board will help support our effort in putting lights at the Brunswick Town Fields where we lease the fields and place out.
We've already talked about that.
We talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I believe one of you guys had a meeting with,
Supervisor Harrington. Yep,
Harrington
we talked
today.
and we wanted to just kind of present it to you guys to see if we could just elaborate on it and see if there's anything more to be done.
well, I don't know. To tell you the truth, and I'm not gonna make a decision on that quick, right here.
Can I just?
Yeah.
We did meet with your other reps in the group and talked about the
Yeah.
general situation. Because this came in, I think, in January, February.
Yeah.
And then there seemed to be sort of a.
Yeah, we
You
ended
go
up, we ended
forward,
up shopping the
right.
lights and seeing
Right.
how much it's gonna cost. We had multiple quotes come in, actually over four. They all came, we found the lowest bidder, who also does work for the town as well. And, you know, we have money to pay for the lights, but we're just wondering, if, you know, I guess somebody could help kick in a little more.
I think one of the problems the town would have is there are prohibitions
Yeah.
for municipalities to give gifts to private groups.
Yeah.
And it's serious, I mean, it's actually in the Constitution.
Yeah.
And there's 8,000 cases about what is a gift, you know, so
Yeah.
that's something we have to look at.
Okay.
I think that's a concern,
Okay.
and I think the folks know about it, please.
Where are we at, cost-wise, time-wise?
It's about 175K for the lights that we're looking to put in, and we're looking to put that set of lights in because it allows us an average of 24 candles on the fields.
That's total install.
Yep, total install, labor material, and it would help us extend the season. It'll get us a little earlier in the season, a little bit later. We've had significant growth, so we think we can entertain tournaments, which would bring obviously tax dollars in from other counties and other teams from around the capital region. And those people will be obviously spending money with small businesses like close by the fields, like Tommy's Pizzeria, Stewart's, or but yeah, 175,000 is the price. We shopped it. Some of the high side was over 300.
Yeah, I saw the number.
Yeah, so we really tried to dial it in for specifically what our needs are and costs.
You also said you have funding available to use. How much do you have available?
We could cover the cost. It would significantly deplete our funds as an organization.
If you spend $175,000, that's pretty good.
It is a very good one to change. No, we are very fortunate, but we want to advance our program. We want to advance the organization. We are increasing our registration every offering. So we do a spring and a fall offering. And we're over 350 registrations every house recreational season.
Plus 130 travel.
Yeah.
That's really where the tournaments will come in. So we're seeing significant growth in numbers. We also offer grants to local community kids to play or scholarships, where they can play either at half the cost or full cost, depending on what the circumstances are.
You know, the other leagues in the community all have lights, and we'd like to be able to compete at that level, similar to those organizations, baseball, softball, and football. So, you know, it's something that we'd like to do to advance our organization and, you know, our backing within the community, as far as participation in the league is tremendous. And, you know, we want to take that to the next level. And we think we can. There's a lot of talent in Brunswick as far as soccer. And what we don't want is them leaving Brunswick to play for other organizations, which is happening unfortunately. Just as our ability to, sorry.
I think you were in the meeting, were you in the
Yes.
meeting? Yeah.
Yep.
The other thing we talked about, and I sort of let it go because, you know, you were sort of working on your end. And I was checking with our insurance and we're gonna need some sort of written agreement. I think I talked to you about that. at the
Yes.
time, And then I sort of presented it aside. So I'll just call, I think I have your contact information.
I'm the one that sent you the certificate,
Okay.
the insurance certificate, but I'd be
Okay.
happy to look into whatever else that you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, I had called your company and they want some sort of a written arrangement between the town and the league.
Oh, okay,
That's what
I wasn't
we want.
aware of that, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well, I remember it. Uh-oh, we don't have this. So it'd be a good idea to work on that, you know, before the season starts up.
Sure thing.
work that out in connection with what's going on here. So I'll pull up the file and so that.
Another thing we should know too is that, we're spending about $40,000 a year, on other spaces outside of Brunswick to try to get space to play with traveling and stuff like that. So I think, by putting the lights up, extending the season, again, we can keep those kids and families here, you know.
Yeah, I think the town's demonstrated that we certainly support all the leagues, whether it's, all the sports.
Yeah.
Entities, and, I think if we find a way to legally, assist, the board's supportive at some level.
And that's really all we're asking for, is some sort of support in any manner, or.
We have to do it in a way that's,
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're very novice in this, so we apologize.
We don't
for
want
any
to come to
redundancy.
Napoli Grant somewhere down the road explaining.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so, no, we appreciate it, and we appreciate, always willing to help us with the fields. We take very good care of them, best grass in the capital district, that, more than any other league, and we think we have the best fields, so we appreciate that, try to take very good care of them. It's mowed perfectly every week, and I follow around.
I think we take care of that field, yes.
Yeah, they're your field.
Yeah.
You want to put lights on?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Mary Ellen Adams, Converting from New York. One, I think it's the planning of the zoning that Mr. Gilchrist sits on. He announced his retirement, and listening to the meetings that he provides the service at, I just would like to thank him very much publicly for his service. He's very helpful, very detailed oriented, has a great eye. I wish him luck in his retirement. Secondly, I did the National Grid thing at the community center this week. Is there a way we can even put solar lights up by the sign? I mean, I live here, I travel it, I go by it, I used to live 2 doors down from it, and I drove past it twice. It's a beautiful sign, but there's no lighting. So it's just anything at night that could have a little bit of light.
The Keats Lane site?
Yeah, that green sign that says the community center. So, and then, thank you very much for getting your RFP completed and that whole process. Setting the service is awesome. Then I did the National Grid Community Forum, which was very well attended, which was wonderful to see people out. The Chesney Solar thing, that was a very strong community force that expressed their concerns about that. It was a very strong community force when the Chick-fil-A thing was happening on Hoosier Street. And those are 3 big events for the town planning process. And I think what we see are that the community is getting more involved and becoming more aware of what's going on. So I'm going to bring back the old topic again of the comprehensive plan, because when you watch the meetings, the zoning and the planning board meeting, there are sometimes references to things that might have been able to be done differently in the past. And I'm just saying, please be proactive, because there's things that are happening in the town that I don't think are what everybody really in the big picture wants to see, but there's no guidance. There's nothing to go back on. And when you look at other towns and their processes, they refer back to their comprehensive plan a lot in their zoning and their planning committees. And our communities don't have that.
How do you know what other towns do?
Because I listen to them, I've talked to people on their town boards
Really?
to see, yeah, and
Okay, I'm just curious, that's all.
yeah, no, and I actually have a camp and I listen to all that town's meetings, and they've done some pretty big projects, and they bring them right back to their comprehensive plan. And it's really nice to see. And I just think that we're that good. We should be that good. And I think there's an opportunity, and I'm not sure I understand the resistance, but I've just been asking you again to consider it. Because the changes that have happened in the last 10 to 15 years are really dramatic, and I would expect they're going to continue to be that way. So let's paint the picture the way we want to. Thank you.
Come on, Jim.
Yeah, good evening. Jim Tatchik, 387 Brunswick Road. Has anybody been on Hoosick Road lately?
Are you kidding?
Really? Has anyone seen the Great Wall of Brunswick? You know what I'm talking about? I'm
Yes.
talking about the 9-foot tall, massive stone wall at the corner of Mohawk and Hoosick. I don't know, could you call it ugly, hideous? Has anyone here been to the town of Dannemora? New York?
Sure. You ever see the
That's a
wall
little
with the
taller than
jet?
9 feet tall.
Right, it's taller than, but that's what it reminds me of, you know, the prison wall, right there. Does this fit in with the character of the area? And I think you have to say no, it doesn't. You know, this is a really imposing structure, and it's going to get worse. The building hasn't even gone up yet, right? You have this wall that's max is 9 feet tall. They're going to have to put a safety fence there so people don't fall off of that wall, right? I mean, that's going to be a parking lot back there. And then beyond that, there's going to have to be light poles. So you're going to have a structure, oh, I don't know, you know, probably 40 feet off the ground, off the level of the Hoosick Road, the sidewalk. This is, I don't know. You know, I went to all the planning board meetings about this, and there were never any drawings. I have to go back and look at the drawings to see what it's like. But I don't recollect any drawings of massive walls like this. These things just sort of appeared. Okay, and it's imposing now, but it's going to get worse because if the zoning board grants all 5 of the sign variances, the quick check once for that business, right? They want, for example, 5 wall signs instead of the 1 permitted. They're going to put a big Q for quick check in a massive lighted sign 7 feet above the roof line, right? And their fuel island signs are twice as large as this. These are all just things that they're going for from the zoning board. Now, the zoning board has already granted, I think, 8 variances for physical parameters for this property. For example, the structural sizes and the setbacks. So I don't have a real good feeling about being critical enough of this. You know, the main argument for granting the variances that are requested by these businesses is that they're just asking for things that are consistent with existing conditions. Well, unfortunately, the standards and the existing conditions are on a steady downward trend. You know, for example, fast food business A, they go look for a variance. Okay, they get it. Business B comes along, they want the same thing as A with a little bit bigger variance to that. And C and like, if you go back through the records, virtually all of the fast food restaurants have gotten sign variances, right? And each one nibbles away at the standards. They all keep going lower and lower and lower. It's a race to the bottom. It's like spoiled children. Unfortunately, there aren't any parents putting a foot down and saying, no, you can't have it, right? We have a steady race to the bottom for the quality of the zoning regulations, right? And Quick Check's other argument is that this desired signage is critical to their, what they call corporate advertising strategy, right? And they say without the fuel, without these large signs, this is from the minutes of the zoning board meeting, that the canopy signage is requested so that customers understand that the gas is from Quick Check and not another supplier. Well, wait a minute, how could there be possibility of even confusing that? This is quite ridiculous, right? Now, also, the other 2 businesses on the project, the mattress company and Chipotle, were also seeking sign variances. Each one of those businesses is seeking a two-wall sign where one is permitted. Okay, they're participating into the race to the bottom here, right? I think it's time for the zoning board to stand up for and protect the quality of the zoning regulations and not protect the wishes of the corporate tenants. Let's stop the race to the bottom. Now, I didn't realize that Mary Ellen would make this pitch also. But I think it's time to revisit the zoning regulations and principles, right? And how do we do that? A new comprehensive plan. We have to get something that would be a good start to avoid another Great Wall or something worse than that. Because there can be things worse than this, right? There's no bottom to that.
You were on the first comprehensive plan. You were part of the plan,
Okay?
right?
Yes.
So, were you,
Gordy, I remember in there are recommendations for architectural standards
yeah,
in the comprehensive plan.
and do we abide by them? Do our planning departments go by those?
No,
I don't know that that's not true.
we're talking about standards, so that when somebody comes to this area, for example, the style of buildings, right? The
Yeah.
style of signage, right? Okay, Gordy, you asked whether Mary Ellen had lived in other places or had other examples. I have an example.
Okay.
I lived in Lewiston, New York, right? I don't know if you've ever been to Lewiston, New York. Very nice town, North Niagara Falls. And they protect their architectural Main Street, and they have it's a good even now it's a good town. They have businesses in the town, right? Okay. There is a old stagecoach hotel, the Frontier House, right? Big stone building. McDonald's wanted to come into town, right? They wouldn't let McDonald's with the big arches, right? But McDonald's wanted to come into town so badly, they say, okay, we'll renovate and rent the Frontier House. And they did that. And the sign, the McDonald's sign was about this wide, about this high on the front of the building. These companies will adjust their demands if they want to get into the market. And you just have to be there, to keep your spine up about this, right? And that's one example, all right? But I think we have to do this, once again, not spot one business here, one business there. I think it's been, it's been 14 years since the last comprehensive plan was started, probably 12 years since it was adopted. Right? So I think we have to get on the stick about this.
Okay.
Over socks. Okay,
Very good.
thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Anyone else?
You can't let a meeting go.
Yeah, no.
Without
it
talking
wouldn't-
about
It
National
wouldn't be
Grid.
right, would it?
No, I gotta say my piece. So Sue Toland, 30 and 10 Miller Road. So first of all, I want to thank the board members that came to the National Grid open house and learned firsthand from them what they were saying, what they were planning. A couple of things that has come to my attention that are different from the original presentation. This first came out last Tuesday in the virtual meeting. It's not just an extreme cold weather event that would cause the site to be used. It's also if there's a service outage, which is unpredictable, something that, could happen out of their control, so it's not just extreme cold weather. And that's what they originally said, and now they've changed that. It still is extreme cold weather, which is a -5-degree day predicted by the National Weather Service, but it's for one day. But it's also if there's a service outage. Right, so that was a difference that I'm just making you aware. I don't know if you were there. The other thing that was interesting to me was they really emphasized how important this is, that they don't lose natural gas service to the 27,000 metered customers in the service area. of which only 3,300 are in Brunswick, but if this doesn't go through, the question was posed to them. So if the planning board does not approve your special permit, what's your plan B? If this is such an essential thing that you need to solve, what's your plan B? They said they don't have one, that this is it. So, if it's so urgent and important that they don't want to lose gas, and if you lose gas, it sounds terrible. I mean, they have to go house to house, customer to customer to reestablish gas service, could take forever for 27,000 people. But, if they have a plan B, they're not sharing it with us, nor should they, I guess.
Exactly.
But I felt that the gentleman that we talked to, who is the engineer who designed this, who had an original plan A that didn't work, which was some kind of a loop, that got shut down, and now they've come up with this plan. I felt he was honest, and I thanked him for his presentation, because I thought he was knowledgeable and honest and brought forth good things. But it just seems that there's gotta be another plan B, or maybe it's not that important. I mean, just a point. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, anybody else?
Can I just come back on
No.
that question?
I'd like this man to
Okay.
come up. We've already been up.
I just wanted to give you the study from the comprehensive plan.
I'm Lucas Hutter, 228 White Church Road. We got two things. One, the planning board had. Is that better? Okay. I'm not much of a public speaker. That's why I'm on this side, not that side. But the planning board had a public hearing. They sent out the notice, and the presentation was available for public inspection at the building department normal business hours. I took the day off because before was business hours. Showed up, I can't inspect the documents. Nobody was there. So the one person was sick and the other person decided to go out and do a site visit. Come back another day. Oh, make an appointment to make sure somebody's there. I don't think we're allowed to allow that to happen.
What were you looking for?
The plans for the project, to review them.
For
So
which project?
I believe it was the one at the, it was on White Church Road, somebody was putting in a solar project. Yeah. But it could have been another project too, Yeah. I had community, apparently it was a weekday for the office here.
You
but
live right there and you'd hardly even know that was there.
I know the guy. Yeah, but it could have been any project. And then now, I try to do it. I go to the hearing, I can't see it, but I can't see the stuff. We should have a procedure, if we do have to have the place vacant, okay, here's the stuff for inspection, and have somebody show us what it is. I think that when you walk in the door, there's the office with the pull down. That was unmanned, they had a substitute.
Yeah, that's town clerk. You wouldn't get any building plans from him.
Well, he couldn't show it, but that had a substitute, apparently that was, everybody was sick that day too. The town made a substitute for that. And I went into the supervisor's office and was told, come back another day. And that problem is, it's public notice that really does have to be satisfied, I think. So, one thing.
I would have to agree with Louis. If we have advertised that it is available, it should be available.
In the future, maybe we should advertise it's available on appointment.
I think you have to make it readily available.
Well, there's no way to manage it.
We have to live up to our end of the deal on that.
It's not a big request.
It's gotten so busy.
I mean, Kevin's here, but Kevin's out and about during the day, and then, there's one of
We need more people. We know that, so we're working on that. So,
You know the problem.
we know the problems. Absolutely, we know.
But the other thing, I sent in right to the website to Supervisor Harrington, observations that they were doing a paving job and the traffic controllers all over the place. Any chance they get a response from Mr. Harrington? As to yes, no, whatever? Does somebody say to somebody else as a public comment, what's his response to that?
Did you do it through the website, you said?
Yes. I don't know.
Not from the.
I assume he got them.
I would check back with his office.
Guessing so, yeah.
Yeah, because maybe he didn't get it from the website.
What project is he talking about?
This is, we're paving the, off of South Lake, right next to the terrace. Maybe the town knows it, we're not making the house.
City of Troy. That was City of Troy.
That's the city of Troy that does
City of
that?
Troy.
Yeah. Because they use that's the county paving. That's the city of Troy uses.
The City of Troy.
Okay.
Most likely, if
They
that's.
share
that's
services,
your property.
they share services a lot too, so maybe that's why, yeah.
The supervisor haven't told me that, I think, sent it on to the city of Troy, because
It's rare, I think you would agree that he doesn't respond.
somewhere right around there is the town boundary.
Yeah.
You know, I only go to the plow stop. It's a 2 block section of the plows.
Yeah. It's rare that he wouldn't respond. So
Yeah, he's usually pretty good about
he's very good at that.
So that is the city of Troy. Who is the boundary?
Sorry. It really depends on what part of you are on South Lake because of the way South Lake snakes around. The boundary is a straight line over that snaking road. So it's
Three triple stop signs?
Well, I think he's talking Brunswick Road. actually. Brunswick Road at South Lake.
oh, okay.
So technically, the City of Troy line actually ends at Taylor Court, but they had an agreement around, I'm sure, with the state, because the state owns the next piece of the road, so they paid up to South Lake. So I don't know how that agreement works right now, so it'd be between the City of Troy and the state.
Yeah, okay. There's some contract for it. I'll speak to the city of Troy. Thank you.
All right, very good.
Sorry.
Fire Allen, come on.
Well, I just. The magnifying glass is on the phone. Okay, so in the comprehensive plan, I think it's 2012 or 2013, under community identity, history, and recreation, page 6, there are recommendations on this page. I'm just gonna, oh, I'm sorry, folks. All right, on page 6, under community identity, it talks about, to develop a coordinated signage for commercial development along Route 7. Incorporate well-maintained and colorfully landscaped areas to create welcoming public spaces. Consider developing architectural design guidelines to foster preservation of important structural characteristics and unique historic features of existing buildings and encourage construction of new buildings that are complementary in style. There's one other one here that I think pertains to what Jim was talking about. Signage. Well, I'm gonna just go with those two, because those are, the building and the signage are just two big things. So those were in there, and those are really not looked at in any of the development on Hoosier Street, because every project is looked at as an independent one instead of the big one picture, so.
Well, that's not true. Look at Stewart's, you know. Look at Stewart's.
All right, the Stewarts did something, but if you look at.
That was
North Lake-
directed by the board.
So if you look from North Lake up to, well, to here, I guess, and those things. It's just, there's ways of doing it. I think if you look at like West Sand Lake, and you look at how they do things, like that's just.
Is West Sand Lake anywhere near the same size as the town of Brunswick?
No, but
No.
it's not size. Size doesn't have to determine how you create an image,
Okay,
okay? So.
Very good.
I think it's just have to be.
thank you. Anyone else would like to speak at this time?
Good evening, my name is Tim Galvin, I live at 5 Mohawk Avenue. The Great Wall of Brunswick is right in front of my house. The only person who knows about that is Mr. Polito, who's my neighbor across the street. I'm up here to just talk about, kind of piggyback on what Jim was saying about making sure rules are followed. I was curious about what Mr. Bradley had said before during when he was presenting his report about Facebook comments, and I was just curious about what could have been. So I went back into the November minutes, and in the November report Mr. Bradley gave, he says, and this is from the minutes posted, Mr. Bradley said he was working with folks at Quick Check and Marie's Muse to resolve stormwater issues. He expressed the difficulties he had getting straight answers from the developer and engineer. And I find that has been happening for quite some time with the construction project that the rules that were put in place as far as like, from like not working on Sundays, not working on holidays. That has been kind of broken a couple of times, mostly on the holidays, for instance, on Veterans Day. We were informed that the giant gas tanks, whatever we put in, and, you know, that's on Veterans Day, and it seemed like there was nothing that the town was able to do to persuade the developer to stop doing that. So I just asked that, make sure that rules are still put in place as far as, you know, making sure that the residents are being, you know, thought of and listened to. Thank you.
All right. I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.